Hello and good day to you, my beautiful friends. I do hope you are well. Welcome to episode 85 of crossbuttonvr, our journey into the world of VR. I'm your host, Laurie, and it is an honor to be joined by two of the hippest influencers in the metaverse. It's Alex and Reece. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hip.
Hip. Huh? A hip. A hip.
Maybe
So
not.
every week when
Play
you
that
say
back.
episode 80 something, I'm just getting lost with the numbers. You said 85 and I'm like,
It's 85? It could be 85, could be 86, could be 84. I don't know.
Yeah, I literally, I'm losing the numbers now. It's been going for that long. So
I'm sure it's 85 because I'm sure last one was 84 because that was the
probably
best
was.
year.
Oh, well, if last one was 84, then it probably is 85 cents.
Yeah,
So,
you know, it's
It's how numbers work.
It's getting to the point where it's like, it still sounds the same now with the
We're
amount.
reaching what Reece
Yeah.
is saying is we're reaching his limit for counting, so we need to count
True.
down.
Stop.
Catch your van tank,
Yeah.
as they say. Awful say. Good. You both well?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
How about you, Laura? Seems we never asked you.
Yeah, well, thank you. It's about time. It's 85 episodes. I got a bit of a cold again, since you asked. Up in a busy day. Running around to my 5-year-old's birthday party. So that's fun. Both of them.
Fall over, hurt your knee? No.
Didn't fall over that stuff. No, I'm not Joe
That's the
Biden.
thing I do. Yeah.
I don't know what happens at these type of events.
No, lots of running around and bouncy castles and mayhem and dancing and stuff. They're 5-year-old girls, so it's just lots of dancing to Frozen and stuff.
That's weird. Whenever a smart has invited me around to his place, he always says those are the type of things that are going to happen there as well.
Well, takes all sorts.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Let's
would like
move
to
on.
support us, please give the podcast a sub on the service you're using. And if you're watching on YouTube, just hit like and subscribe and leave us a wee comment as well, as Alex would say, a wee comment. And you can find us on Twitter. Find us on Twitter at crossbuttonvr. This week, we have our main topic is going to be the Reece special because, Reece, it's your birthday coming up, isn't it?
It is.
I think when this episode goes out, it's going to be like the following week. So is it next weekend? Or
Yeah.
something? It's coming up
It's next
soon.
weekend. Yeah.
And you're going to be
this Saturday.
you're going to be turning 18, eh?
Yeah. Yeah. 18 again. Yeah. All over again. Starting it.
No, I don't like to think about how old you are because
We're hitting the big ones where I'm going to start waking up and my knees are going to be hurting. I'm going to be screaming at every point. So yeah, we're hitting there now.
This is going to be 40, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the bit before that, when everybody says it goes downhill, that's what everyone's been saying to me. It goes downhill from there.
Yeah, I can claim firsthand this is true.
Fun.
Enjoy it well enough. Well, we've got that coming up. But first, let's delve, shall we, into the news. What's in Alex's bag of news this week?
Don't know.
But I'm not going to screen up.
Well, I do. I do. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to start off by saying we've had a new PS Plus Premium update. We've got another PSVR 2 game coming to that service. And this month, very excitingly, it is the Last Clockwinder.
Yeah. I'm really happy about that one.
Fan favourite of Crossbutton VR.
I've never played it. So finally a game. Yeah, finally a
played
game on the premium service that I haven't played. So I'm happy
Well,
about
Reece, you will remember the episode we recorded with one of the developer of the game.
that. Yes.
Early on in Crossbutton VR history, even when Ben was still around. And Ben played it and loved that game as well. But yeah, that's a cracking. Maybe we'll put a link to that episode in the show notes or something, just because that was a good episode, a good interview with the developers.
Yeah.
It was.
It's a fantastic game. It's a fantastic game. And
No, I've heard really good things about it. Obviously, seeing you guys play it and rave about it, and then there's been a few others that keep saying it's a really good one. So I'm looking forward to jumping into that one because I just never got around to it.
Yeah, and really, it's good to see that PS Plus Premium fleshed out now. A really solid lineup of PSVR 2 games. So you have to be a premium subscriber, but if you do subscribe on the premium tier, you get quite a lot of PSVR 2 goodness now. So that's good.
Yeah, and it's nice to feel like we do now expect that game a month. You just hope it does keep coming because that's basically since they launched it and then there has been one a month. You just hope they do keep doing that.
And I don't think they're rotating them out, are they yet? They've not removed any from the service. So presumably when it gets to a certain number, they will start to remove them from
There's
service.
a time limit they leave them on there. It's usually like something between 6 and 12 months, I think.
Just
before they start.
it usually depends on the contract, to be fair, because they obviously need to make contracts with the publishers.
Yeah, that makes sense as well. Yeah.
But that's cool, because I mean, most people aren't like it. Most people have got a PS5 and they're playing all the PS5 like flat games. Having one new VR game a month is a pretty nice kind of excuse to put back on the headset, play that one game you've got. They're usually sort of 4 to 5 hour experiences. and then you get back to the other stuff until next month. So it's a really nice way, I think, to keep people interested in the ecosystem. Also, a good way to keep people interested in the ecosystem is to release awesome games like Max Mustard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a
which
game.
has won itself an award at the AGDAs, which I'm presuming is the Australian Game Developer Awards.
Yep. That sounds about right. But let's go with that. I think it is.
Well, yes. It's won an award for excellence in mixed reality. Is it mixed reality? I don't know.
No,
surely that's a catch-all category includes VR as well.
Yeah, I'm assuming so. Because when they won that and they announced they won it, I was like, it didn't have a mixed reality mode, did it? And I was like, about to message Alex. I was like, no, I'm sure it didn't have a mixed reality mode. I'm not doubting it.
You could just have all the platforms in the mid-air in your room.
How cool would that be if you just made it?
Not
so
very cool because you wouldn't have to do it on PSVR.
Okay, right. Sorry. Right, yeah.
But
okay,
no, it would
continue.
be cool. It would be cool. It would be cool.
It would.
And congratulations to the good people at Toast.
Toasty Interactive.
Hope the toast a success.
Nice.
He's too good, isn't he?
Max Mustard, I'm discovering, it's like the perfect game to play because the PSVR 2 is so quick at booting up and jumping into a game. I can do like one level, maybe 2 levels of Max Mustard, and then back into something else. And every time I put my PSVR 2 on now, I'm always like, go on then, I'll just jump into a level. So I'm getting through it quite slowly, but I love it. It's a bit like Astro Ball, where people say, I don't want to just binge on it. I want to just eke this game out.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. So I've still not finished Astrobot as well, kind of doing the same. So it's
Finished
nice
Astrobot?
to just kind of let it go. No, I've
Yeah,
still got the whole of the last world to go.
That was
This
too
guy,
good for me to stop.
He's finished Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, but he's not finished Astrobot.
Yeah.
Crazy.
What? How dare you?
This is truly, we're in like
It's
end
a
of
whole
days
new
territory
me.
now.
Not like it to do you. You're going to leave us and join NX soon. Oh.
Yeah. Really, end of day stuff. A bit like Into the Radius is end of day stuff.
Yes. I'm liking this.
And that's topped download charts this month. So, yeah, so that's for the US and EU.
That's just
Into the
awesome.
Radius.
Very good news. Extremely happy for him. Like we said on the Snap, it's a great port. Like, even if you don't like the game in any way, you cannot deny that this is a brilliant port. I've had a great time with it. So I've played it on previous systems as well. And yeah, they deserve reaching that top spot.
Mm-hmm. I'm impressed, really am, because it feels a bit like it's gone under the radar a little bit. Like, it's not a franchise anyone's really ever heard of, and outside of VR, I think a lot of people wouldn't know what it was. But it's great to see that the PSVR 2 kind of community are aware when these games come out, and they are really good, and they are picking them up and playing them. So that's great to see developers, when they do release really good ports like this, they get success with it. So yeah, cool to see.
I think that's what it proves, isn't it? If you do put in the work and you release a good port, the PSVR community will snap it up. They have always been that way. And it's one thing we've always said, it's like, as long as something's good, they'll lap it up, because yes, there is a limited amount of games that come across. There's always a game coming every week, it seems, but they're not all like these top tier standard games, are they? So when something comes across that's truly magical, like Max Mustard, Into the Radius, it deserves to be recognised. And really happy for them.
If we don't see Max Mustard there next month, I'm going to be
I'm going to be disappointed if people haven't picked that up for the following month. I'm going to be really annoyed. So
go buy it if you haven't.
Especially because in second place, we've got stuff like Beat Saber and Survivor Man and stuff. And it's like, come on, Max Mustard is better than Survivor Man.
Beat Saber will never leave that list, will it? It just stays on there. It's like, I don't understand how. Surely everyone on PlayStation should have it by now.
Well, I think it's like Mario Kart. I think that's probably a barometer of like how many new headsets are sold every week and stuff. And that's the one game people pick up for me.
And Survivor Man's on there because it was on a sale again, I believe, for like £2.50 or something. Yeah, that's pretty why that's on there again.
Yeah. Okay, next up, we've got Spooky Season. So the Exorcist Legion, which is a game that I played and did not enjoy. It's getting a free new epilogue content update. I should point out, I didn't enjoy it because it was fucking terrifying. It's just not in the nice kind of cozy way that I want to spend my evenings. But yeah, it's a very, very good horror game. It's very accomplished and very good at being scary. Yeah. So Halloween is coming up. So I presume this new content update, they've not put a date on it. They just said, watch out for more information. I'll be amazed if it doesn't come out before the end of the month for Halloween.
Could you imagine if they miss it?
Well, I mean, devs do, don't they?
Christmas.
Yeah, Christmassy game. So but it's going to be a free new epilogue. So yeah, that's cool. If you finish that game, give you an excuse to boot that back up again and jump in and see some other twist in the tale there.
Yeah. I'll jump back in at some point.
Did you finish it anyway?
I did not finish it. No, I think I got to the second or third chapter. I can't remember. I played it. So I think I played it on. Did I play it on Quest? I can't remember. No, I don't think I did play it on Quest. I can't remember. I've played too many horror games now, and it's getting to the point where they're all blurring in. I need something that truly just kind of changes it all up. But yeah, I'll agree. It's a very scary game. And I think I played it just on the tail end of Madison, didn't I? So it got to the point where everything was kind of like with horror games, I'm broken down with them now. Madison has truly done that to me. And I just, yeah.
If it's too scary for you, it's definitely too scary for me.
It was comically, like, it was just making me laugh how scary it was. Just like how they're just messing with you. It was all like throwing books at your head kind of thing in the dark. It's just like, stop it. What's going on?
Should boot it up and do a stream on it. That's what I should do.
No, you should not.
Get Alex to do it.
Streamy, screamy.
Streamy, screamy.
Yep, let's do that.
So you can be playing that, hopefully in time for Halloween. A game you won't be playing on Halloween, The Wanderer, has been delayed from its 31st of October date. It's been delayed with no new date now. It's just been delayed. Not indefinitely, but just for an unspecified amount of time. So I think it's not going to be long, they've said, but they don't want to commit to another date just because it's embarrassing for them to have to keep missing it and stuff, which is fair enough.
At least they've had the sense not to put another date on it this time. You're like, right, guys, just get it ready.
It's like Madison, wasn't it? That was
because we kept saying about that, didn't we? So just don't give us a date anymore. You're just hyping us up for something that's not going to happen.
Just when it's ready.
Yeah, I feel like we should kind of expect this because we hadn't seen any stuff kind of poking up this month, have we, talking about it or anything more of their little videos they keep putting out. I haven't seen many of them.
Well,
so I think we
should... you say that. They have put out a lot of videos, so I was like, they're just...
That's the thing. They've put so many videos out now. There's quite a big hype around this game from the VR community, so I think they're kind of going to start feeling that pressure.
I'm pretty sure 2 or 3 episodes ago I did say about this when it got delayed again and I was shouted at. So, like...
Hashtag Alex was right. All right.
Yeah,
so
there we go.
We'll say it.
We knew it was going to happen again. I think where the concern for me comes now is like, it's to your point there, Reece. They feel the pressure of what they need to deliver on this now, and they are promising big things, and they want this to be like the best thing you've ever seen in VR type thing, and you just hope now it really needs to live up to kind of how many times they're now delayed it. Like it needs to deliver. It can't be mediocre.
Yeah. There was some mixed posts I saw online on Twitter, obviously, with the announcement that it was delayed. I saw quite a lot of people saying, it's fine, release it when it's ready. But I did see some saying, you've kind of delayed this like 3 or 4 times now, what the hell's going on? Like, it's...
I mean, people always ask us, aren't they?
Yeah, I think it's one of the things is it's like, I think a lot of people get more concerned about buying a game once it's been delayed multiple times. I mean, for me, I don't really mind. As long as it comes out and it works, it functions, all for it. But yeah, I've always heard good things about the original, so I'm hoping this lives up to it.
Yeah. And I mean, that bit of it doesn't worry or bother me because, I mean, things take longer than people think they're going to take all the time. Like, I think they just should never have put the date on it every time they pushed it back. I think it's just saying, we need a bit more time and not sure exactly how much time we need to know. We'll give you a date much nearer the time, like when we know it's dead set, rather than saying, we're moving it to this date, we're moving it to this date. And you're like, just work through what you need to work through and then put your date on it.
Yeah, Undead Citadel have done a similar thing because they announced that was coming to PSVR 2 at like the start when the PSVR 2 released, and they've still not put a date on it. And everybody keeps asking, and they still just keep saying, soon. We're working on it, and soon. We've just finished the Quest version. Now we're working on the PSVR 2 one. It's like, that's constantly what they keep saying to people, and I think that is the best way to go. It's just don't date them. But yeah,
just say now they could just say it's coming soon. It doesn't really matter when exactly, does it? No one's going to take the day off work. Well, someone probably will, but unless you're doing that, just say it's coming soon. And once it's got certified by Sony, once it's got through all the sort of checks it needs to be signed off and released, it's going to they know the date. You could just say, surprise, it's coming next week, or it's coming in a few days' time. Like, they've got the hype built up for it now. People have presumably pre-ordered it. They want to pre-order it. So yeah, just surprise us with a date now, the day or two before that. That's fine. I think it's probably for the good, because although it's 31st October, it's kind of a November release in my head because it's so close to the end of the month. And you got November the 7th, you've got Metro Awakening, and November the 14th for Behemoth, I think.
Oh, that was delayed. Oh, no, is that the delayed date? I can't remember if that was that's the delayed date, isn't it? That was supposed to be October. Yeah.
So, so you got 2 big games And you've obviously got Alien in December. If I was them, I'd be like, they should push it to January, and we'll just, because January is always a great month to release games in, and just really polish it and give it an extra couple of months of work on it, and just really make it spot on and flawless.
Gives them a wee bit of time to even make the most of PS5 Pro. You never know.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, there's that too. I think from a consumer's perspective, there we go, got there in the end. I don't think there's any rush for a consumer to want the game just now. Like with everything that's coming out, I don't think there's any rush around that. So I think you are right pushing it to January. I think that'd be the best choice. But I mean, again, I wouldn't be like, oh, it's coming sooner. So whatever they got to do, hopefully they can get it there.
Okay. Well, best of luck with the team on that one. Hope it goes smoothly to whatever your new date is going to be.
Yes.
Escape Simulator VR has made its way onto Quest, I hear.
It has. Yes.
Yeah. Reece, tell us about Escape Simulator.
I thought I'd throw that bit of news in there because it's one that I've enjoyed playing on PC. Because on PC you can play it in or out of VR and join with other players. And there's so many different maps on it. You've got a Power Simulator one, a Portal one. There's just a lot to it. It's a very fleshed out Escape Simulator game. And I think they always kind of mentioned it was going to be coming to a portable headset, obviously Quest. And, it's only just came. So, yeah, definitely one to check out for Quest users. It's especially if you're into Escape Simulator games. What is going on? Yeah, it's one of those ones that I think you should pick up. So hopefully it comes across to PSVR 2 at some point because it is one of them really in-depth Escape Simulator games where you kind of do one thing and you kind of just get lost in the room for the next 20 minutes, kind of wondering what the hell you're doing next. So there's a lot to it. Definitely worth playing.
Yeah. And you played it, have you?
Yeah, I played on PC.
Yeah, not on VR either.
Oh, no, I played it in VR. Yeah, I've tried it in VR. Good. It functions really well.
Nice conversion.
Yeah, you just walk around, use your motor controls to pick up stuff and things like that. And yeah, quite a lot of looking around in rooms, balancing mechanics of certain ones. I think there's like a pyramid level. You have to kind of put each thing in the scales to kind of balance it out as a way out, which is pretty cool. I did one with like a computer where you had to kind of find all the passwords around the foyer of this room. And then I think within 20 minutes, I was kind of like, I'm lost. I have no idea what I'm doing anymore.
So I got past 85 at that point. So
yeah, there we go. There you go, Alex. You've been holding on that, haven't you? Sitting on that. Yeah. No, it's a good one. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it. I think it's one of them definitive escape room games that's been out.
Well, I do like those.
Yeah. I really do hope they push it to PSVR 2 because we haven't got anything like that on PSVR 2. There's no escape room games on there, whereas the Quest has already got Rooms of Realities. Obviously, they just had a new horror style one that's just came out, and then obviously now this.
Yeah, because the Room VR was probably closest to an escape room, but again, it wasn't really an escape room.
Yeah, this is more of Escape Room Simulator. It's probably more of similar to the ones that you do in real life. It feels like that. It gives you that feeling, especially when you're playing it in VR. It really gives you that immersive feeling that you're actually at an escape room, but except you haven't spent £30 to go book the time there.
Interesting. I did an escape room for the first time in my life a few weeks ago.
What did you think?
That was very fun. Yeah,
very fun. Good.
I've done
a few.
You've done a few. Did a strange.
Yeah, I did escape. We did good. We did escape. That's good. I'm keen to do more on what. Yeah.
Yeah, I've done two Stranger Things one, but for copyright reasons they called it Strange Things.
Nice.
But then it had all the actual copyright stuff inside the room, which made it quite funny. But no, they were quite amusing.
Well, this one in the town where I live's got a Back to the Future themed one, so I want to do that.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, well, come over. We'll have a night out. Escape room. Anyway, EXOcars has been delayed on Quest and Steam to match the PSVR 2 release date. So all of you Quest players thinking, we're going to play it early and show those PSVR 2 people the thing.
I mean,
yeah, you can't.
It kind of says to match it, but then at the bottom it's like they don't have a release date for the PSVR 2, but we're hoping to announce that soon. So hopefully it will, because they said it's coming in November, so hopefully it'll all be ready for November the 14th.
Remember. So yeah, I mean, that's looking very good though, isn't it? So
yeah, I think a lot of people are excited.
Just for a few little final touches and a bit of extra polish, so that's always good to
just
see.
Hope it's good. This is one I'm really looking forward to. Like I want this to be good.
You just want to use your wheel again and your rig.
That's that.
Yeah. Just wants an excuse.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would have spent hundreds of pounds on stuff.
I've been looking at the Logitech one, contemplating picking up the Logitech one just to try the VR racing games because I refuse to play them without a racing wheel. but then just keep kind of putting it in the basket and then leaving it there and forgetting about it.
Yeah, come on.
Just
You're going to get one.
No,
Just.
I rather buy the B haptics.
Yeah. This is coming from you, Alex. This is the ever increasing collection of Lego behind you every week. I can see
I
that.
had to have a little rejig to fit
I
in
can
the
see you.
decorative tree.
Yeah, I can see two.
And I've
see that
made
Lego.
space for the barrow up the back.
I need
and I
to.
still need to work out where Mario's going to go. But,
Is that Mario and Yoshi?
Yeah.
Is that built? That one
No,
built?
that's still in the
No.
boat.
Can't
Did you buy
tell.
that one a while back? You've had that one for quite a while, haven't you?
Yeah, but I only finished the Zelda one on
That's
Friday.
true. I see you got the
Got
the
back-
plant
well-
up. Yeah, you got the plant up.
Yeah, I'm trying
and,
to balance up.
C3PO.
Yeah, all right,
Yeah.
it'll be here all night. Come on. Hey, talking of plants, here we go. Cactus Cowboy Desert Warfare is getting a free Halloween update.
Ooh.
Can we just say how great Laurie's been with the segues there?
It's good, isn't it? It's a good,
Yeah,
good try.
he's smashing it tonight.
Yeah.
Cactus
So Halloween
Cowboy.
update out now because it's spooky month. So make
Yes.
your game spooky. People are playing.
Spooktober.
Yeah. He did have a full title for it, and I think it's like Night of the Living Pumpkins or something
Nice.
pumpkins related. But no, it looks good. It's nice to see more content being added to the game. I enjoyed the actual campaign of this. I found it quite fun. It's a very good shooter. And I know a lot of people are like, yes, but it doesn't look graphically great. Well, just play it. It has some really great shooting mechanics for a VR game. So highly recommend it.
It's more to life than looks.
Exactly. Wait, that's what my missus says to me.
Well, let's go from shooters to shootouts. Cleansheet Favelas DLC is now out for PSVR 2. So Cleansheet, we're a big fan of clean sheets.
We are.
Well, you guys are. You guys are
Yeah.
a big fan of clean sheets. So the Favelas DLC, and you guys jumped into that? Tried that?
I haven't jumped into it as of yet. I've played it on the Questa. So it just adds
Oh.
a new layout, some different shots that the players will take, a bit more inspired by a bit similar to like FIFA Street style shots is what it's like.
I bet some of our audience are thinking, I'd like to jump into that. If only there was a way I could jump into that,
Yeah.
Reece.
And if only there was. Well, there is.
Well.
There is a way. There's a giveaway we're doing for fellas.
I didn't even know.
Thankfully. Yeah, kindly provided
did.
to us by Incisive. As always, very kind of them. They've always been very kind to us to provide us with keys for giveaways for you to win. So they've provided us with a few keys for you to get the new DLC, the Fellas, on PSVR 2. And all you have to do as usual, just comment on the video, let us know your region, and then make sure you subscribe to the channel and all that. That's it.
Easy.
Easy, mates. Easy.
And you two could
Easy.
soon be in those favelas, saving the
Yep.
balls.
And they've
Saving
still
all the
got
balls.
They've still got more content to keep bringing across as well, obviously, because it's not a mirror of the Quest version as of yet, but they're still working on it very hard. So, definitely one game to keep up with.
Well, wonderful. Well, that's it for the news then. Few delays, few extra content updates, usual kind of stuff. What have we been playing, Reece? What have you been playing?
I will start with Frenzies. Frenzies dropped in early access on Quest and Dreams' new game. Pardon me. And it's got fun. It's very hectic, very frantic. A lot goes on. The modes are very silly. It kind of reminds me of like Mario Party in a sense of these very random style game modes, but then put into a shooter. Because like Alex played the playtest to me, and one of them literally is called Capture the Pig or Glitter Pig. It's
Glitter
called.
Pig, yeah.
That's it.
That's
And
the
you
best one.
You got to hold. It is the best one. You got to hold the pigs, and you just run around the whole time. All you can hear when you run around these pigs is just the winking
Squealing.
noise. Yeah, and the squealing. And it's just hilarious. And if you do it right, you can actually use the pigs to kind of like block yourself as a shield, which is great if you're on a team by yourself because the lobby has now put you in with just bots, and the other team's got 5 real players. So that was quite amusing.
No real pigs were harmed in the making of this game, though.
They're metal. They're metal pigs. So yeah, and they've added some new game modes since Alex played the playtest. We've now got this dancing one, pool party it's called, and you literally have to go onto the enemy's dance floor and dance while to gain points. So it's just the game modes are very silly, even though it's got that over the top.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah, it's got
I
the
didn't know
shooters.
there was a dancing one. You didn't tell me that.
That's a new one. That was added in the last playtest, I think it was. So that was quite.
I'll get my moves
Yeah,
out.
literally just keep dancing on the floor, and you get like 100 points each time. It's great. So yeah, it's nice for people that like shooters or want to play shooters. That's not a serious shooter, but at the same point, you're doing these really silly objective-based game modes that are just really fun, and some of them are really heavily reliant on team-based communication. Like there's one where you have to kind of get to the end of the level and press the button, but it's like a straight line. So obviously you can imagine that the team are just pushing you, and you've both got to try and hit the enemy's button, and it just works really well. So they've done a good job. I think they know there's a few more things they've got to flesh out, hence why it's in early access. But once it's finished early access, it'll then become PSVR 2, and then everyone can enjoy it because, it's one of them games I think, as long as the player base remains strong, it's going to be a really good time.
See, I had not really any interest in this because it's kind of like Concord. This is not really my sort of thing. Wish it all every bit of success.
Ooh,
And it amazes me.
That.
No, but it amazes no, but I mean, it's like that sort of online multiplayer, like team shooter, constant like jumping into matches. This is not really my sort of thing normally. And with Concord, everyone had to go at that because it was completely unimaginative. It didn't really add anything new to the genre and gave people no reason to switch from their current games that they're playing. Whereas this one, it sounds, what a great idea, just doing like match here where, okay, it's an online shooter, but you have to dance in it, or you have to try and run around with a grease pig, kind of just like really silly sorts of things. And like, if they did something like that, if Concord, I'm not saying Concord could have done those things, but if it had just done something that was just like really silly and fun, just make people go, I want to give that a go, I want to try that out. And if you're doing it in VR, dancing in VR is fun, as Civ Riders players will tell you. So to do that, and if you can then win a game, I had no interest in this before, but I'm like, well, that sounds like a lot of fun. I would like to have
fun.
a go on.
Because it's not the kind of game like I would normally enjoy, but even of the bits that I did join in the playtest and stuff in this, like I could see the appeal to it. I did enjoy the different types of game modes, as you said, and even that the kind of, you can see like the DNA of like engines through it, like in terms of the different ways, in terms of the mechanics work, and like you see bits of synapse in it, you see bits of fract in it, like in terms of like the cover mechanics and things like that as well. And it's quite fast paced, and it's what, 6v6?
Yeah, I think it's 6v6. Yeah, it's quite
But then
heavy.
it would just fill up with bots if there's not enough people to do that as well. And the bots are actually decent, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, they've adjusted the difficulty of the bots to try and make them a bit more. It's almost so like if you are the only one on your team, then the bots do something to help you. But you, like, for anyone listening to this and think, oh, that just sounds silly to me, I want normal free-for-all domination and all that kind of stuff. It does have that. There is team deathmatch, free-for-all, and domination where you have to capture the points. So the way they've done capturing the points, you have to hold down on the actual thing until it raises, which I think is another really good way of implementing VR into the game, because you're not just standing in an area shooting, you're actually having to hold on to something, which then takes away one of your guns. And it works. And it's nice to have a game like this in VR that hasn't just went, let's make a Call of Duty style VR shooter. And that's what happens a lot of the time. And I'm not saying I dislike it, because I do enjoy my VR shooters, but you do get that a lot. It's always, let's make a Call of Duty style VR shooter, real war, all that kind of stuff. Whereas this is like, no, let's make a party style shooter, and the party elements shine through it so much. Like, if anyone calls this anything more than a party style shooter, then I disagree with them.
Sounds like a great one to get round up everyone in our Discord to play.
It's a lot of fun, and I've been sending the link out to a few people just to be like, go check it out. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, hopefully people are enjoying it.
Well, let's plug it again in our Discord. If anyone hasn't jumped into it yet, please do. And then you'll be able to find people to play Frenzied with and have good fun, having a laugh, because it's always good fun to play these games with mates as well. So rather than playing with randoms, if you could just have, like you say,
exactly.
If you can get 12 of your friends together and literally have like a party in VR, having a really silly, fun game night, it sounds like great fun.
Yeah. And like I said, it's currently free to play on Quest at the moment. So it's
why not PSVR?
Great. Yeah, it's because PlayStation don't have the early access stuff, do they? It is a shame, because when they announced it's coming to early access, I was like, brilliant, I can't wait to play this on PSVR 2, because I want that, just like you say all the time, a bit of higher fidelity, higher frame rates. I really want that. And I think with a game that fast paced, not that it suffered frame dropping, there were some bits here and there, but that was more at the time. That was during like one of the earlier playtests, which I don't remember it when I was on their recording playtest, which you can see some footage on the channel now to see what the game looks like if anyone's interested. But I just wanted that higher fidelity anyway. I wanted to see how it feels on the PlayStation, seeing the adaptive triggers, all that kind of stuff. And then I was like, it's early access, isn't it? I just instantly got disappointed, because I just wanted to check it out. Well, hey, at least PlayStation has something to look forward to.
We'll drag Ben back, kicking and screaming into his headset. Make him play this.
Out. Don't do this to me.
Do we don't have a release date, do we, for that one?
No, not at the moment, I don't think.
Nothing at all. Come on. Well done, Reece. You've done a fantastic job of selling me on that one. Making a game that I was not at all interested in, much more intrigued to play. So
I'm happy to hear that.
Thank you. Anything else, Reece, that you want to mention?
I've been playing Maestro, and if anybody remembers the previous episodes where I mentioned the demo and I said I absolutely loved it, yeah, it's literally that. What Alex is doing, it is that. And I've raved about this before, and I said this is like one of them unique rhythm game experiences. They've taken rhythm game and changed it completely and not done the norm, and it's fantastic. It is absolutely fantastic. It's one of the best rhythm games I've ever played in my life, just because simply of how different it is. And even though you're playing classical music that I have no interest in listening to, you get right into it. Like when you have to point at the different orchestra and they start playing their part, and you feel so immersed. It's ridiculous. And I did test this with the controllers as well, because obviously on Quest you can do the hand tracking as Alex was doing it. All that's literally how it all works. Yes. Although you can play it with controllers, I would not recommend it.
No.
Playing this is hand tracking they literally made it for that, and they was like, yeah, let's just throw in the controllers just because. And I speak just because it's coming to Steam as well, so that's probably the other reason some people can't use hand tracking on Steam, because there's some headsets that won't allow it. Although if you do use a Quest, I think you can use hand tracking on Steam now. If you want to let beta builds of the controllers, and yeah, it's just a great game. But I do think it could come to PSVR 2 as well, because when you do play it on the controller, it works fine. It just doesn't feel as immersive, because you're seeing these hands and you go, I wish my hands are moving like that. I wish I was actually pointing. So, yeah. But it's a great game. Absolutely great game.
I finally found a use for my Harry Potter one that I got in Florida. Can use that to because it recommends you hold something in your hand, like the little conductor stick, whatever it's called. So now you can use that, and it's like I'm just a little wizard.
I was genuinely looking to order one on Amazon because I had a little Warhammer like paintbrush. I say Warhammer because it's easier to explain what mini paintbrushes are these days if you say that. But yeah, I used one of them and I can't find it anymore. So I was like, well, so I picked up a straw, and my Quest wasn't tracking the straw, so the stick was just moving out of the way. I was like, this isn't working. So I just went to just holding my hand like that, and it just didn't feel as cool.
Well, I've got two ones, so I could borrow you one.
I've got ones.
Get the Elder Wand, and I've got Voldemort one.
So I did have a Harry Potter one, but I gave it away. Gave it away to a Harry Potter fiend.
Well, as much as I love hearing you two talking about waving your wands around, let's.
You should have seen the physics in our sausages.
Right.
You'll be seeing that. You'll be seeing that coming soon.
Lovely.
The wobble was perfect.
Well,
I love it. And nobody knows what we're talking about here, so it's great.
I do. I can guess. Well, Maestro sounds like music for my ears. I hope it does come to PSVR too.
He's killing it.
Alex, what have you been dabbling in?
I had a little shot of Bocce VR.
Bocce, Bocce.
And I think we talked about this quite a while ago when it actually was announced or released or something, but we never got to play it. And we did get sent keys this week, so I tried this. And the best way to describe this is almost like a kind of European version of lawn bowls. So basically you have a jack, or like the little ball, and you throw it, and that then sets the target, and then it's 5v5 in terms of balls each to go and throw it, but you throw them up and then you roll rather than like bowling them, and it's just about getting them closest to the ball. And yeah, it works. Like the actual gameplay of it works fine. The menus were horrendous. Like I couldn't get it to select to continue, and then I fell through the floor in the menu screen, and then I'm like, oh no. But when you actually managed to get into the game, it played okay. But I was so put off by that point. I'm like, this has been out for a few months, and I don't think it was supposed to come out as early as it came out. I think this is another one of those where whatever makes it difficult in the back end of PlayStation's system, and they accidentally released these things. I think the same happened with this. It's struggling a wee bit, but it's actually the gameplay itself. It almost reminded me of Cornhole, because it's like
that's what I thought when I saw it. It looks
you're
like
not throwing it into a hole, but you're kind of just trying to fire it nearest to this target as you can, but obviously then it's a bit more competitive because you can hit the other people's balls away, or you can move the jack if you hit it and move it towards your balls and stuff like that. It's quite
So it's
difficult.
multiplayer.
Well, I'm assuming so, because
Okay.
it's 1-on-1. I'm assuming you can play it in multiplayer. That was just throwing me against an AI
We'll
to
have to
begin
have a
with, but we can check and see.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's $7.99. I think.
$6.49 and
It's a
currently on sale to
$6.49
£4.50.
Yeah, I mean, for $4.50, it's probably actually all right, but it's not the most polished experience, which I think for these guys is not unusual.
I suppose the real question is that everyone will be asking is, does it have a platinum?
It does, and it's quite an easy platinum with the looks
It has
of
a platinum.
Oh,
It does have a platinum. Yes.
Reece is jumping in as we
£4.29
speak.
So I think-
for a
Well,
platinum.
I played it this afternoon,
But I already
and I think
have it.
You've already got the platinum.
No, I don't have the platinum on that, but
Yeah.
I will be going for it if it's easy.
Yeah. Well, I got 9 of the 12 trophies this afternoon, I think. So, yeah.
Okay, right. I'm not watching a
currently on
movie
sale
tonight after
until the
this.
23rd of October. So if you want to get a cheap and easy platinum,
That's the one
now's
for
your
you,
chance.
yeah.
Now's your chance.
Want a cheap and easy platinum? Buy the Street 10. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
It's not worth it.
You feel ashamed if you have that one on your account, I tell you.
Well, I have been playing games. This is kind of couldn't be further from Bocce VR in terms of the scale of this one. I've been playing Resident Evil 4 VR. Finally, Ben will be thrilled to know he's that little bit closer to getting his copy sent back to him. Oh my goodness, what have I been waiting for? I think what I've been waiting for is because I played like Horizon Call of the Mountain, and I'm like, these games are so amazingly epic, and I kind of want to space out these like marquee experiences that PSVR 2 can offer, because this is really, really special. It's like a different platform you're playing on compared to a lot of the other stuff, and that's not to discredit to all the other stuff we play. I love it all, but this is like you're playing. It almost makes me sad that the headset isn't just full of experiences like this, because when you see what it can do, and like I love me indie games. Everyone knows I do it. I'm always talking about that, but when you see a AAA developer putting in like what they can do with the technology and stuff, it's incredible. It's like a glimpse into the future. Resident Evil 4, it's just like photorealistic graphics in the headset, and just like you're in this kind of action movie scene of really exciting stuff happening, and it's just so good. Like, it's a really good game, and to play in VR is just absolutely transformative.
Yeah, I think I held off completely. So when it was announced and released, I didn't buy it straight away. I waited until they announced the VR date, and I bought it from Game. I think it was on sale for like £20 with a steelbook.
Didn't we buy it at the same time?
Yeah, exact same time. I think we got like a message in the group chat. It was like, sweet, I'm going there after work and grabbing that. And I do not regret waiting, because I think if I played through this first like I did with Resident Evil 8, I don't think I would have been ready to jump in and play quite a lot of it in VR. And I mean, I played Resident Evil 4 before, like the original, not the remake, so I know what's coming, what's going to happen. So again, it still doesn't have that first experience for me type of feel. The story doesn't, but the gameplay does. Playing it in VR was just, it changes the gameplay. It's almost like you go from this survival horror to being John Wick around, well, zombies or Last Clockwinder, whatever ones you want to call them, and you just get right into it, like hitting bullets of knives, arrows of knives, doing all the knife attacks. It's insanely well made, and it's, again, like you said, we need more games like this, and I can't wait for the next Resident Evil announcement. I really hope they say about VR again, because I know there's someone at Capcom who usually works on Resident Evil game who's very heavy on pushing for Resident Evil 7 to be in VR, and that's kind of where it all started. He was very passionate about the technology, and kudos to him, because literally all the Resident Evil games that came out in VR have been absolutely phenomenal. And I do want to go back and I want to port RE7. I want to do RE2 in VR as well, because I think RE2 in VR would be absolutely horrifying, going through the dark corridors of the police station. Yeah, Resident Evil 4 VR, it's a top tier one, and it gets better as you go on as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
I played the demo of it before when it first came out in non-VR. Didn't really like it. I don't really want to play in this. But then I played it in VR. I said, this is just such a more enjoyable experience. And after finishing the first chapter, I went back and just played it on the Portal in non-VR again. Annoyingly, you can't skip between them. You can't, like, one save
Yeah, I
file.
wish you could.
You can't flip between it, because I'd love to be able to play a bit in VR and then jump into non-VR and just do alternate. But I started a new game anyway, and it was like, I can't quite describe how different and detached it is. It's like you're just watching. It really sums up for me the difference of playing in VR. I can't quite put it into words. The power of playing something in VR versus non-VR. And there's not really many games apart from GT7, which is kind of a racing game, which is sort of very different sort of thing in my head. To be able to be in that world, inhabiting that space, walking through those rooms in that village, like looting and looking for stuff, and then doing it in non-VR, and you just feel so much like less interesting to me. I don't know. It's just because you just run around. It's just like any other action game. And admittedly, it's a very, very good action game. It's a great game still in non-VR, but it's like there's so many other games that I've played before, and it just feels like you're getting the experience of being completely hollowed out, and you're just watching playing a really basic version of it. And to just be able to literally the same rooms and scenes and everything you can play in the game, to just jump into that and be in those rooms and walk through it, it's just incredible. And it just, I don't know, just feel when you're playing it in third person on screen, and I just kind of run around not really caring so much. But in VR, it just feels so much more real, and you just know that I'm just so much more engaged in what I'm doing. It just really showed me the power of how it just transforms their experiences, and you're just all of your attention, all of your investment, all of your engagement is just inside that world. It's incredible.
How are you finding it as well, though? Because I know you're not a fan of horror games, and obviously I go as far as say Resident Evil 4 is probably the least scariest out of all the Resident Evil games.
Yeah.
So, but I know some people can find little things quite creepy. I mean, there's some parts you get a little bit later that are not really scary. It's more chances to make you jump when something sneaks up on you, and that's elevated even more when you're playing it in VR. So
yeah, this is the first bit where you're in that house in the basement. It's all very dark, but just again with that, you've got the torch on your head, and I just feel when you're playing it in non-VR, it's almost annoying, because if something jumps out at you, like, it takes you a while to aim at it. But in this, the aiming is so much better. That's what I noticed as well when I played it in non-VR. When you just want to aim at something, you have to move. It feels so much less precise. When you're playing it in VR, it just really shows you how good shooting mechanics are in VR when it gets it right. And obviously, I'll put the easy reloads and stuff, as I always do. They've done a really good job with that accessibility. You don't want to be putting back on the gun to get it ready. Once you've reloaded it, you can just make it a lot easier for yourself. But just to be able to point at something and shoot it, rather than having to just aim it and get it in the right spot and stuff. I really struggle when I don't have gyro aiming to just fine tune it. I don't like using sticks to aim. Give me a mouse or a gyro aimer any day, or a VR wing, which is just like the best thing you could ever have. I can't imagine how you could have a better control scheme for shooting stuff than in VR.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's not really a horror game, though. It is much more like an action game. You can play it, especially on assisted mode, like I'm playing it on. You can be a bit more cavalier about your ammo and stuff, and you can just run around and just stab stuff. And it's more fun than scary.
Yeah, exactly. I'm also glad you mentioned the torch, because I remember the first time I played it and I was like, I want to actually look around, and you can actually take the torch off your head and hold it and look around as well, which is really cool.
You?
Yeah, you can grab it and you can I prefer doing that, especially in some of the really dark areas. So that's pretty cool.
It looks so good on the headset.
Yeah.
Just again, like the
There's no
graphics in it.
mirror
When you're under in a basement or somewhere and the torch comes on, and the way that it casts light and shadows, and you've got those OLED screens, so it's like pitch black. It's so immersive. You really do feel like you're there, especially in those dark scenes. It's just the feeling of setting a place. It's fantastic. I will say the VR conversion is not perfect. Like, there are some things, like when he does this roundhouse kick, which is hilarious. When he immediately, like, you shoot at some old granny that's coming at you, and then he's like, I'm just gonna roundhouse kick her in the face. It's just like so over the top. Rather than you shooting her a second time, it's like, I know, I'll do a karate kick at her. And then when you go up ladders, you come out of your body and you climb up ladder in third person.
Yeah.
But I get it. It's a non-VR game, and to rework all the ladders to make them VR ladders would have been a huge amount of work.
Yeah, they did that on the Quest version as well. It's exactly the same with that version. So there's no difference between them two. So it does the exact same thing where it comes out. I found it quite funny, but weirdly enough, I didn't find it to be that jarring to the point where it broke immersion completely. Because it's quite quick how it happens and puts you straight back into the situation. So I never found that it was kind of like, oh, no, I can't do that. Can't progress. It did it well, I think. And I think they've done it the best way they could.
And if you're quite a purist about this sort of stuff, like if you want to open a door, you just go up to it and press X and the door opens. Or if there's a crate with smashable stuff inside it, you go up to it and press X and it smashes. And that's like, I kind of almost prefer that, because so many times in VR you go to open a handle and it doesn't quite doesn't quite connect what you're trying to do the first time around, and then that is much more immersion breaking, I think. So I just like to. It's that some of those VR mechanics they're cool, but sometimes they push back and they slow you down. And this is a sort of fast-paced action game that I just like. They can go up to a door and press X and it opens. You can go up to a box and press X. Actually, I would be tedious to every time.
Yeah,
I have to hack away at the box with a knife to open it and get the stuff out of it and stuff. So I don't mind that.
If that does make people's blood boil, you can open the door just by pushing it, or you can slash the boxes as well. So again, there's the options to do both. I usually do press X to open the boxes only simply because, one, I can't bother to slash the knife, or two, I don't want to shoot it and it saves a little bit of ammo. So depends how I'm feeling.
Yeah. Absolutely in love with it. I've been itching to play. I've had friends over this weekend and I'm just like, go away everyone. I just want to play.
Let me play my game.
I'm probably going to do it after we finish recording this. So,
it's really got description to you.
It's so good. I'm a bit stupid that I've started playing this, and it's a huge game, isn't it? And I've got all these other games that are coming out now, and I've got games like Moth 2 that I still want to finish. It's like, God, this is too much.
I don't remember Resident Evil 4 being the longest one. Like, if you would have jumped into Resident Evil 8 or something like that, then I'd be like, you're in for quite a bit of a chore of a length there. Whereas RE4, where it's a remake of an older game, they can usually be completed within like 4 to 5 hours. So you could go probably somewhere between 5 and 8 hours.
I'm probably going to take a lot longer than that. The way speed I go through, and I peek you around every corner. Like,
especially when you know where you're going and what you're doing, then you're absolutely fine with Resident Evil games. They're all about like a pattern. So no, you'll be fine. I think give you 10 hours tops, and you'll be done, and you'll be itching to go again on a harder difficulty.
Right. Well, you can hear me talk about this for the next few weeks, because probably what I'm going to play now until Metro comes out or something. Cool. Well, that's what we've been playing. Exciting times. Let's jump into, though, the Reece special. They look so scared. We're not going to be... No, this is not like therapy. We're not going to be getting into all your dark secrets and stuff. We just want to...
Where did your monster addiction come from?
We just want to help our audience understand a bit more about who you are, your gaming tastes, what sort of gamer you are. So we just want to chat to you, Reece, just find out a bit about you, just because we hear all the time about all the games you play in VR, but when it comes to non-VR, what is your favourite ever game, Reece?
Favourite ever game made? Last of Us, Part 1. Well, just not Part 1, just obviously just The Last of Us in general. Both of them as a collection, they're still my favourite games. So the first time I played The Last of Us was on the PS4. I missed it on the PS3. I think I played for it 4 times in the same week. Absolutely loved it.
In the same week?
Could not stop playing it. Couldn't stop.
Wow.
It was addictive. Yeah, I went through. So I think the first time I played it was on medium, and jumped through it again on, I think it was the hard mode, and then I did crushed. And I was getting to the point where I was completing this game, like I completed in an evening. Like that's I just absolutely loved it. Yeah, I'd say close to that would probably be earliest games I can remember like playing. I always stuck with me. It's probably like Prince of Persia, like the first Sands of Time.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
So, I suppose in terms of your genres, then is it those action adventure, Last of Us type stuff? You're quite into your horror and your survival
horror
stuff.
games, shooters. I mean, I grew up playing Call of Duty a lot, so like first person shooters have always been my biggest thing growing up. I tried to step. I think as soon as I got like into my 20s, I started stepping away from playing Call of Duty non-stop. So and then I started playing like games like Horizon, a bit more adventure games. But I suppose every game that I have played, even when it's quite like an open world exploration game, it's always had some sort of underlying action to it. It's never just been like these peace and quiet games. It's not that I dislike any of those, but yeah, shooters, horrors, that type of stuff is usually what I opt for. Platformers more. Yeah, platformers now though. I mean, I'm absolutely loving jumping into platformers. Like,
Exorcist.
Yeah, like Astrobot as well and things like that. I suppose when it comes to genres, if it looks good, I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. It doesn't necessarily have to be set to one genre. There's like a lot of games that Little Nightmares, for instance. I know that kind of goes more into horror, but I absolutely love playing those games. And yeah.
Yeah, you won't play Mario Wonder though, will you?
Let's not talk about Nintendo here.
Yeah. Well, you say your preferred platform. I think we all know.
Xbox.
Well,
Xbox.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
It's the Switch. It's the Switch.
It's the Switch, yeah. I love my Switch so much. The Switch, I could switch it off completely somehow, but it keeps turning back on. PlayStation's definitely one I've stuck with quite a lot. So going I started on PS1, then PS2, Nintendo 64, PS3, then I got the Xbox 360, and then I went to Xbox One, and then
dabbled in the Xbox.
Yeah, I think it's when I had the Xbox One, and then I something happened to my disk drive, and I bought myself a PS4, and then that's when I started playing The Last of Us and just instantly fell in love with their exclusive games. I've always enjoyed God of War and stuff like that, so I went back that way. And then PS5 came out, grabbed that, and then recently, obviously, sorted out my PC, so I'm back playing PC games quite a bit, which is nice because the indie titles on PC really keep me interested. Some of them will mention, some probably won't, because the titles alone might be a bit questionable.
You don't have a Steam Deck yet, do you?
No, I'm contemplating picking one of those up. I keep saying to myself I want to get one. I'm thinking I'm going to
play Elder Scrolls Online, isn't it?
Did you notice that I got that now?
I thought you played that, yeah.
Sorry, in the Steam Family Library, did you?
No. But you say you're contemplating against Steam Deck, and Alex just does a sort of like evil grin, like is that the Greeks? Like,
I really
we
want
will
one.
have you soon.
I do really want one. I think I'm holding out to see if they go on sale in the Black Friday, because even though everybody says like the LCD ones are great, I kind of just want to go for the OLED one because it's the more modern one. And
of course you do. Yeah, of course. Reece.
I want to go for the premium. And so I'm going to wait for Black Friday and see if they drop in price, and I think I might grab one because everyone is. I tried one at WASD and absolutely loved it, and I know Alex has got his. Ben doesn't shut up about his Steam Deck. I think that's kind of like wiped out everything else for him, isn't it? Really.
I mean, the Mimic's Fair is basically the Steam Deck podcast increasingly.
It's talking about games.
I'm
like
what games are talking about? It's just these like really weird Steam games that I've never heard of.
I love
really
listening
good
to
games,
that.
apparently.
It's like when you were talking about Lorelei, the Laser Eye, and I was like, what? Never even know that game. Let's go for the Steam library. So I've just put a new SSD in my PC, so I was going for the Steam library. And I was like, oh, that's the game they was talking about. I keep having those moments where I'm just seeing these games pop up. So,
What did you say your earliest gaming memory, where it all started was?
Ooh, good one. PS1 stuff, I think, is stuff that stuck with me, but probably Sega Mega Drive is like the earliest memory that I have. So stuff like Zombies Ate My Neighbors, Crackdown on the Sega Mega Drive. Those were a lot I remember playing very young.
Crackdown, was Crackdown
there's a Crackdown game on Sega Mega Drive. At least I swear it's called Crackdown. I'm going to have to search that because I swear it's called Crackdown. Yeah, I swear that. Go Alex, search it quickly. Search it. Just search in Crackdown retro. See what comes up for me. Yeah, but Sega Mega Drive probably is the earliest console I remember playing, and then going on to PlayStation 1 and PS2. PS2 is probably where gaming really refined for me, and that's where I was like, okay, I'm absolutely loving jumping into this all the time. And then the age of multiplayer gaming is what destroyed my life pretty much, to the point where,
Hey, you met your partner there.
What a burden. I mean, oh God. Yeah, I met the missus on Firewall back in on the PSVR one. That wasn't a burden. That was a decent game.
Quickly, dig yourself out of the hole. Quick.
It was called Crackdown, but it was two words. Crackdown. It wasn't Crackdown as in.
Okay.
So
Does it not by the same people or same?
Right.
No.
Okay.
Down.
But yeah. No, Zombies Ate My Neighbors is something I remember playing quite a lot when I was younger. Could never finish it. Always struggled with it. And Rocket Knight as well. That was another cool one. There's just so many cool games at the Sega Mega Drive. So
you had the Xbox One. Did you get a Kinect? I feel like you were the sort of person who would get a Kinect because you like VR. So you like it's kind of like.
You mean
the
everyone got
One?
Kinect to an Xbox
everybody
One.
got a connect with the Xbox One.
They did.
They initially did.
After
The
a while,
360 is the one you had to buy.
Was it 360? Okay, is that when
Yeah.
it came out? 360. Did you buy it then? Did you buy the?
Yeah,
Isn't it? The Xbox? I forgot the Xbox One released with a Kinect. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I picked
Dance
up the
Central
Kinect.
was the best.
I can't remember which ones I played. That's the thing. I remember playing some of the Kinect exclusive titles, but I cannot tell you which one I played because I do not remember any of them. I think the main thing I played on my Xbox was like State of Decay, Gears of War, Halo, and all that kind of stuff. I think I was just a generic Xbox gamer.
You are such a Xbox.
Yeah.
Just grunt shooter.
Yeah, exactly. Cover-based shooter, please. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But
Ratchet and Clank. Yeah,
see, that's a great game.
it's called Base Shooter.
I like
How
Ratchet
is
and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank a cover-based shooter? You don't press to go behind cover. You stand behind it.
No.
It doesn't count.
But I mean, you play a lot, right? You play how many hours a week do you think you rack up on the various? You don't have to answer that if you'd rather not. It's an
Too
embarrassing
many.
number.
I'm probably going to say at least somewhere between 20 20 and 30 hours. I think that's a comfort in that. Some evenings I do what 4 hours an evening, so I say closer to 20. Closer to 20, I'd say.
But your partner's big on gaming as well, isn't she?
Yeah, she
that
has.
Would make it so much easier. That would make a good feed.
It certainly does, because she'll be like, I'm doing a trial tonight on ESO. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I'm going to see if Alex is free for some VR. And they're like, if Alex is free, then I'll jump on VR. If not, then it's like, okay, I'll just sit there and play Destroy Humans 2 after you pull that ginormous statue.
They don't actually live together, they just had dinner and they're just yeah.
It's just that lives in the flat next door.
Yeah.
Could you imagine having like 2 houses next to each other, you just knock the wall out in the middle or something, just kind of go between, so that'd be great.
That's what Alex and Ben are going to do, I think.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
They could make like a TV series out of that, I tell you, like one of them sitcoms. So no, it does make it easier having a partner who's a big gamer as well, because obviously when it comes to certain VR games, she'll be interested, she'll jump into them. Not as much anymore since she plays a lot of VSO, but I think that's really her thing there. So.
And obviously you're a big trophy hunter.
No.
Proudest? You are. Fuck off. Proudest platinum, Reece?
I'm going to say, I'm going to say The Last of Us 1 on the PS4, only because the online trophies were just a bit of a chore after a while. Like, I didn't want to do them. And there's certain ones as well, like you have to get a certain amount of stuff, and then if you failed a mission, then your survivors would die and you'd have to restart. So it was very tense on like the last few. So I'd say it's probably one of ones I'm proud about. There's probably more that I'm least proud about, but
he has some few shit ones.
I mean, I have tried like one of the what are they called, like the very shovelware games, like the jump ones. What are they called, Alex? Jump
man or something.
Burger Jump or whatever. Like I think it's on sale for 40.
Jumping Kebab or something. Like
it was on sale for like 40p, and I was like, these games released every single week, and I know what the purpose is. So I was like, I've never played one, I've never seen videos of it. Let me load it up. So I loaded it up, and it was literally just pressing X to jump like an ice cube into a cup, and I was like, what? So inevitably, I sat there and got the platinum, and then deleted it. But yeah, I'd say that's probably my most embarrassing one. Jumping ice cube.
Didn't get Concord though, did you?
Stop. That would have been my proudest if we got that. I tell you, I'd be sitting here right now. I've got the Concord Platinum. Yeah,
rare.
Didn't get that. But then again, I was an achievement hunter as well when I played Xbox. So I was really big on achievements.
I was going to say, what's the equivalent of a platinum in Xbox One?
Nothing,
yeah. I think I've got like 200,000 G on Xbox.
What a guy.
Yeah, it got to a point where I was buying games, getting all the achievements on them in 2 days, and returning them to the shop and going, actually, Joe, I didn't really like this one. And they'd be like, oh, just exchange it back in. Like, yeah, sweet, cool.
Right, I feel like I'm just encouraging you now. Let's move on to the quickfire round then. And I feel like you've answered a few questions already.
Brilliant.
Literally, one-word answers. Trophies, yay or nay?
Yay.
Mario or Sonic?
Sonic.
Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Switch or Steam Deck?
Steam Deck.
Easy or hard mode?
Hard mode.
Of course it is. Story or high scores?
Story.
Quill or Astrobot?
Oh, you fucking monster.
quick fire.
Quill.
Oh my God, what? Console or PC?
PC.
I know the answer. More really? Interesting. I know the answer to this one. God of War or Last of Us?
Last of Us.
2D Zelda or 3D Zelda?
Who cares?
No Zelda. DualSense or Xbox controller?
DualSense.
Good answer. Indies or AAA?
Indies.
Nice. TV or handheld?
TV.
Single player or multiplayer? Alex is on
Multiplayer.
Here with us, thank you. Flat or VR?
VR.
Final question. PSVR 2 or Quest 3?
Knew that was going, Reece, come on.
Quest 3.
Oh my goodness. Well,
I can't even give reasons for it, can I?
Well,
everyone, I hope for that one.
Hope you've enjoyed Reece's last ever episode on our PSVR 2 themed podcast. It's been great to have him here.
Sorry, PSVR 2.
No, that's 3 is an impressive piece of tech. Don't worry.
No,
Don't worry.
This is more of yeah, I'm going to touch base on that one on a Twitter post and tell you I'm going to have to.
No, we're not getting into fanboys. So we're not saying, my box is better than your box, or my pair of glasses is better than
My
your glasses.
plastic goggles are better than yours.
Yeah, they're all. Maybe we'll do a pros and cons of each one week.
I think that'd
We
be
could
quite
do
interesting.
a buyer's guide. Which should you choose? Well,
Yeah.
people can look forward to that. But that brings us to the end of the show. Unless you've got any final parting words, Alex or Reece, that you'd like to share with the world.
Is it worth mentioning that we have all played the Arizona Sunshine remake, but we can't talk about it because this episode comes out pre-embargo. But in a couple of days, you will start to see some videos drop of me and Reece playing through the whole story. So we'll have some content coming very soon.
Yes.
Yes, I have also been playing it, and I can't wait to talk about it next week.
Yeah.
So you can
next
look
week.
forward to our proper review on Arizona Sunshine next week after the embargo. But still, look forward to that. Well, thank you everyone for listening. If you have enjoyed this episode, we'd love it if you could tell your family and your friends all about us. And if you want to get more involved, please jump into our Discord and say hello. I've been your host, Laurie. These two have been Alex and Reece, and we will see you again next time. Until then, it's goodbye.